Hello and welcome to the stream. This is Fella Jack, and tonight we're going back to Ranch Sim, and a few things have changed around my ranch. I know there's an update coming on the when is it, 29th of this month, September. So I've started to build stuff in advance of that. I'm hoping, what I've read about the update and stuff, it's going to be a real goodie. But we'll get round to that later. So what have we changed? We've redone the bunkhouse. So we used to have it up round here, round the back. I was up there somewhere, I can't remember. We moved all the beds in here, giving everybody names. I'm going to put a couple. I'm going to build a couple of tables tonight. One thing I'm not pleased with is the light. I might change that to something else so it hides the names. But anyway, so that's a new bunkhouse. I need to build some sort of car area here, so we park the cars or the trucks and all that sort of stuff. With the new update coming, from what I understand, it's going to be a greenhouse update. So we grow, I don't know, strawberries or whatever. So this area, which used to be, well, this field, this area used to be the breeding area. This used to be the fattening up area ready for killing. And then we used to take it across to the bunkhouse. Well, what's called the bunkhouse now. We used to have all our processing, all that sort of stuff in there. But now we're starting to build something over there. So I did sort out from the last time this panel and the panel on the other side was facing the wrong way. So I changed that. Obviously I've had to build a new silo and a new couple of new water towers, couple of new silos. So what we've been doing is building a huge, quite a large processing plant. So within here, it's going to be an area for the cows to milk them, an area for the chickens, the area, oh thank God it stopped raining, an area for breeding the cows, etc, etc. So let's have a wander in. I'll show you what I've done so far. As you see, I've got 8 stations in total for the milking. So yes, I keep the dairy cows in each pen of their own. This bit will be for the chickens. I had to build a different roof because if I build like the flat bit, when you raise that up it would stick through it, and I didn't like that. So that's that bit. The next area will, this top bit will be for breeding of cattle. So I'm going to have a bull and one cow in there. Why have I got that separate? No, sorry, that's it, right, sorry, get it right. This first bit, this first pen is for the breeding area. The next pen will be for the fattening up. And the final pen will be where we're going to take the cattle in to get them, or to get the beef off them, basically. So along this wall will be all, we're going to put all our processing stuff, meat, etc. along this wall will be roughly about here for processing cheese, etc. Then we're going to have a little storage area for all the cheese. But upstairs, which I haven't finished yet, this is going to be where the beehives and all that will live. I'm catching up bloody beehives. And then this huge floor, so there's the roof off of the chicken pen. So this huge area will be just full of storage. But as you can see, I haven't decided on which way the layer to be. The reason why these are in blue, putting this roof in, I know it's all pretty hickety-pickledy, but I tried, the chap I call my master builder, a chap called Fusion Distress, who does all the posts, gates and fences and all this malarkey for me. And we got it so far done, got most of the roof in, but then there was certain sections of the roof that weren't complete or wouldn't go in. So I had to put in extra pillars, but that means I had to remove certain sections of fencing, and I am not the best in the world at putting or lining up fences. So I'm waiting for see what I just kind of get it started out of there. So when Fusion comes along, he's that good at doing stuff like this. I basically just can't line them up and all that malarkey. So once he's done that, we'll get some cows in, and we'll get some chickens in, we'll get some cattle in for breeding, fattening up, etc. And we'll put some tables and stuff along here and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully that's what it's going to look like. So first job of the day, let's get rid of these because I'm not happy with these lights. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just take one down. And sticks right here. So I'll just do I need, I'll put a fluorescent tube in above it, see if it makes any difference. There we go. Oh, why would that? Oh, you can't put it on there, you can't put it on the wall. Oh, tremendous. Let's stick it over. Put one here. Why would it fit on there? So I mean, I can't exactly line these up properly. So if I want that line up for me, it's close enough. I'll get Fusion to sort them out. So that's 4 metal. Back. Let's have that much that back. I'd be better off putting these on the roof, do you think? They go on the roof. So they fit on that roof, fit on that wall. But why? Oh, now I decide to. Why can't I turn these round? This is strange. So why? I don't understand why I can't twist them round, but anyway. Let's put one here. I just want to see what it looks like. That's basically all. So a lot of this is just trial and error. To, turn on. And we'll wait for the darkness to fall and see which one's best, I think. So that's that job done. Too late to be. So put one. We'll have a look at that later. So that's that sorted. I will paint. I actually quite like the wood effect. But there's a lady called Sarge Mob 2, I think her name is, who sent me a link to put in so I can use different paint colours for the paints. So I will give that a try at some point. So the next thing is to dismantle all of this stuff because I don't need it. So all this area is going to be dedicated to the new update, which comes out on the 29th. So I've been watching that streamer called BC Gamer, I think his name is. He's got little tips and tricks on Ryzen. It's going to take a while to get rid of all this rubbish, isn't it? What? See, a lot of people don't say this kind of stuff where streamers just come on after they build stuff and say, oh, look what I've built and all this sort of stuff, but I prefer to show people the grind sort of thing behind it all. And I wish, you know, it's like the grass is long. I wish it'd be nice in the new update if if there's a tractor, I know there's tractors coming, it'd be nice in the new update if you can attach a grass cutter to the back of the tractor. It's a little tractor that's little lawnmower thing that you can get. It's absolutely rubbish. It's horrible. It's just nasty. I'd rather be like a big grass cutter blade that you could attach to the back of a tractor and just mow the whole bloody lot. So just chop all this down. I wish you could just highlight all of this so I'm doing it individually, but that's what it is. I should have just left all the side, shouldn't I? Let's see. Let's leave all that for now. Because I am going to in-fence the whole ranch at some point. Should run faster with this bloody crowbar in your hand. So this area will also normally be just for the greenhouses, but I believe there is a wheat update or a crop update coming as well, so you can grow your own crops. So this area will be dedicated to that as well. Hence why on the top of the processing area, I've left all that for storage. And I don't need to do all the slide, do I? Times it's 1940. Just chop this down and then we'll go and get some sleep. Guess I can leave all this corner. My fusion distress sort out for me. He's a nice young man, nice, kind and friggin' good builder. I can do the hard stuff like putting in the foundations and stuff. But the others, I can light stuff up and all that malarkey. Let's head back into the bunkie house. Get some sleep. I'll wait till it turns dark. Love the sunset in this thing. It's really, really nice. So in the morning, we'll collect all their materials up and just dump them around here. So there's a darkness coming. So let's pop into the bunkhouse. See that? Just that one single light gives off quite a bit, doesn't it? So yeah, I think I'll put another light over here to get rid of these two. Let's get some sleep. So get rid of this. So the eggs are going to build up the cooch and jarry light, isn't it? Go. Put that there. What do I need? 4 metal. So we'll leave that like that. That looks all a lot better. Get rid of this thing there. Start going collecting all this stuff. Don't just dump it. I mean, I'm terrible at lining stuff up. I really am. That's close enough. So yes, there's a lot of very lot. I find this game quite relaxing, but there's a lot of building stuff and tearing stuff down, rebuilding it, and all that sort of stuff. GI, Carnage GI. Ooh, that's better. I've been trying to find bloody bees. I still can't find the bloody bees nests. It's really doing me in. Once I've picked all this up, I'll add some tables into the bunkhouse and put some flowers on it, trying to make the place look pretty. Ready for the work that's coming. So I'm really looking forward to this update, just to see where it's just see what it looks like. Yeah. That deer was just shocked. Can't remember. I know I've shot quite a few deer that's lying all over the bloody place. Excuse me. I mean, I just can't bloody line stuff up. I'm absolutely certain to start. Much more to do. There's probably still quite a bit to do actually. Let's go build some tables for the bunkhouse. Top. Right. So, building tables. Let's see how hot it laying stuff up. Second, I get the quite pretty lined up. Whereas me build that fusion, he can line this up till the cows come home. That's not lined up. Yeah, pretty useless. Right. You cannot line stuff up, can you? Useless. That's close enough. 9. So, we don't have any chairs, do they? I know of. Beds. Tractors. Whatever that thing is. What should we build? Put the cactuses on the tables. I'll just put one. It needs concrete wall, metal 10. Wood for concrete wall, metal 2. That would be nice to add some table there, chairs to go with the tables, wouldn't it? As we concrete. Right, where else can we build? For a cactus, a standard here on the wall. Alright, you have to build a shelf. that standard? Right. So put that there. And there. Put one the other end just to make it look pretty. So what do you need? Plank 10. Concrete 1, metal 2. There's the metal. Just need the wood. Things you do just to make people happy, eh? It's that planty thing. It's that planty thing. Right, I'll get rid of all these bloody lights. Got the right tool with it. What I would love to see is the ability to build long beams, so it's a proper farmhouse type thing. That'd be really nice, but when that happens. Put that there a sec. There. Let's put what should we build there? We'll put 2 wall pictures either side, something in the middle. So we'll put that there roughly. That there. That there. Nice. We planked it. Some more wood. What do we need for this? Plant 10 more metal. That in the middle. That's roughly close enough. That is. You can't change it so well. That makes it a bit more habitable, a bit more friendly. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Get rid of all this stuff. So hopefully that'll make the ranch hands happy. But I've only got... So, next job is to put these storage bins cheese. Two here. Metal, 16 wood. So I have to buy some in the field with there, isn't there? These are only like 2s and 1s, aren't they? Not 50. That'll do. Excuse me. Forward. See, I would build. I'll show you where I'm eating in a minute. Just get these 2 built. Two planks. Go. That's it. So basically store a cheese that holds 6 cheeses in each. So what? Where's the gas burners? Go. There. You get some pots to put on the top of them, of course. So here's the dilemma. Yes, I do have people join me when I do Ryzen. And I could build another all the way along this wall. To produce cheese. But the majority of the time I'll play this on my own. So is it worth building another set? Right, let's take the approach. We'll build another set in this corner. Where's that approach? See, to me that's not really lining up. I wish Fusion was here. He would do this in a bloody instant. It's got to stick it to the wall there, that's why. Oh, me. Get rid of that one. Do a new one here. This is better. Pretty useless. Just get it straight in, will you? That one. That's kind of, yeah, that's cool stuff. Going to need to buy some more metal, I think. No metal back yet. Put it back here a second. We'll nick some off here. I wonder if my it's actually freaking stream. Let me just check in a sec. So, I don't know if it's streaming or not because it's usually people trying to chat by now, but let me just check something. Right. My browser probably pop up. It's I don't need that. Keeps it back. So that. Window there. Yeah, but it is streaming. Oh well. People just mustn't like ransom anymore. No, I didn't chop a load of trees down to get this, but I bought it. It's a lot quicker, a lot easier. Thank you. That's close enough. Yeah. We can live with that. What an idiot. Head. So we need another gas burner and 4 pots. quickly nip up to the store. Get them. Oh, gosh. I always carry the bee stuff in the back of here, just in case when I'm driving around, I see beehive, so I can connect it, but I just can't seem I can find them. It's so elusive. What do I need? Get them all in the back of here. Should have bought the trailer. Oh, Doris. Is your name Doris? My name is Harriet. So I need 4 of these. And I have to go to the hardware store to get them. Where's the cooking pots? Get an extra bag of bullets, because you never know. Check that out. Yes, I've got a bit of money because I got rid of all my cattle, etc. I made quite a bit of money off it. So that's why I've got the luxury of just buying stuff. It's all going to fit here, aren't they? Oh, I'll just fit in. Oh, where's them bullets? I know I bought some. I know the sods. Fit up here. On top there. You want to see the bloody bullets lying about? I hate when you buy stuff, it's not there. Took me money. Give us me bullets. Where are you? Another gun. Oh, another Russo. Under this truck. Did I actually buy them? Sure I did, but it's sure of it. What the hell are you? Unless I didn't click the button. Just can't see it anyway. I'm gonna worry about it. Life's too short to worry. So I see. Rocks. Let's go and put these pots. There's another dead deer. Great. I'll just shoot them and leave them. It's surprised the wolves haven't come and got them. Go. Now these bees are pretty so hard to frickin' find this sort of things. Just go and sell this meat. Not that I need the money, but just make space. But wild meat. Need some wild meat to the wild meat. It's $365, but better than nothing. Better in my pocket. And then there's tree. So go put these pots on. So there's a lot of housework to be done before this new ranch update. We're far enough back. Get rid of the gas thing, don't we? So making the blue cheese, let me just dump this here for a sec. Won't guarantee you. Gas bottle thing. To make more money off, apparently make more money off the blue coloured cheese. The reason why I crashed it out because a bit of meat there. God knows where that's come from. I knew it was method in me madness to crash into that post. If there's any bears around here. Let's go gas Bunsen burner. See me buy it from here. Ah, right. Hold on. Did that? I have to check that. So in the hardware store, they come with lids. In the general store, did it come with a lid? Some. I'll try it just to make sure. Oh, here you go. You've got to have the right cooking utensils to cook. So let's have a quick gun. I'm still got them bloody bullets. Yeah, think about it. Yeah, it's only got 131 left. These pesky bears just appear freaking nowhere. So that's that reloaded. Reload the pistol. Hey, Mrs. Did you rip me off before? Sure you did. Ah, yes, so they do come in the pots. It's fine. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, they're lying on the ground. You know what I mean? So I must have bought. I let the woman off. So you can see them quite visibly. Yeah, oh. It's 5 o'clock. Game time, that is. This up here. Store that. So basically what you do is you get the milk, you pour it into here, add the blue mold, and then boils it, and take the cheese out and store it in a cupboard beneath. Simple as that. So I've got 4, so I do 4 cheeses at once. Once all these cupboards are full, I'm going to have to build more cheese cabinets along here, or build them upstairs. I haven't decided which way I'm going to do it, or what's the best way to do it. So yes, this is going to be a very short stream, I think. So one more thing. So all the chickens, baskets, go up in here. Heavy ones, that is. You put the milk bottles away as well, or the cans, or whatever they're called. You can see the general drift where I'm going with this goal. So I'm just hoping I get it done the next week or so. Next time I stream this will be in full production-ish. Then I can see if it works. It might be the case where things are not in the right place, we have to dismantle them, rebuild the whole bloody thing, or just rebuild some of it. So I'll try it out, I think, this game sometimes. So yes, it would be nice just to have really long beams that I could put in without having to put these up posts and all everywhere. But maybe one day they'll really do it. Not hold my breath, of course, but you never know. Right, I'm going to call it because I'm just basically doing tidy ups now. Seems like these milk bottles. These fit into the milk machines. So there's an empty one there. So just quickly swap them out. How many can I get? If it's 3 on each side. What I'll probably do is I'll probably go and buy small empty milk canisters. Put 3 on each extra. So it gives me the ability to store more bottles, create more cheese, and sell the milk extra. Hello, Bix, Mr. Bixie, how are you? I was just about to call it actually, because we're tired today. So yes, this is our new processing plant we've built. It still needs to be finished off a bit. So we're going to have this section here for all the dairy cows, 1 in each pen, so don't run away and it's easy to milk them. Next we are going to have this area for the chickens, well in here for the chickens anyway. The basket's not there. I remember when you were saying that cattle or animals die easily in this game. I don't know if I told you or not, but I did a bit of Googling, and it's to do with the cattle. They need to be within 3 fence lengths of the food or the water bit. So if they're not, if you've got like a big pen and they're not within 3 fence lengths of a watering area or a feeding area, they won't feed. So when I was watching this other guy explain it, he says sometimes you have to run into like a big field to get the cows moving around so they get closer to the feeding pens. But he says, or feeding area I should say, but he says that's why animals die. He also mentioned something about rendering as well, which I didn't really understand, but anyway. So this section is going to be for our breeding cow and a bull, and drag them into here to fat them up. On the food, oh, there's a good question, and I honestly don't know. He was just explaining how they die because they're not near the food. I can't answer that. I really don't know why. I couldn't tell you. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm coming down the bloody cold. It's strange. Some of the devs refuse to fix, have they? Wow. It's That seems to have happened a lot in this game. A lot of people have put stuff. Right. So what I've read and seen, people like yourself and other streamers have put things in their Discord and they've just been ignored or been kicked out of the Discord or whatever. But anyway, so this area is going to be the killer area. So you build some tables for food processing around there. A year ago, wow. This should be fixing it by now, you would have thought. One thing that does bug me with this, you have to build these posts just to support the roof. I wish you would have like long beams. But anyway, that's another whinge. But there we go. You'll like this guy. I hope this. That's why I got pissed off the other week. It's been. I can understand why, Glenn. I really can't. It's yeah. They're just basic things when you think about it, aren't they? There must be a reason why they die. It's yeah. But anyway, built my bunkhouse. So I've got all 7 beds in here. I've even did a bit of house fitters type thing. And I've got some table. We should have some chairs, but they don't have them. A couple of plants like you have, you like to do. I'd say that it's only a bug if I can send it. Say if I reproduce it on demand. Well, that's something you can't reproduce. The bloody animals, if they're just going to die, they're going to die. And you can't click their fingers and say, right, die in front of us so I can send it the friggin' devs. It really annoys me when devs in Discord say, oh, can you reproduce the error? Well, no, because it happened once and it hasn't happened again. Anyway, so yes, I've done a bit of house flipper type stuff. Got a couple of plants in here, put a couple of tables, got a couple of pictures, thing on the wall, a wall picture. I've given people names. I set golf names for workers. So yeah, it looks a pretty little ranch house now. I wish I could put these things further. So yes, that's all we've done. But I'm looking forward to the update coming up on the 29th to see what this greenhouse thing is going to be like. But I wish I could put long beams in to give like the old-fashioned English effect. To those who can't write code, can't fix games. I would probably rephrase that. I would probably say developers who write bad code can't fix games because they're writing bad code. That's why it's fucking a game. That's where I would look at it. Game development is easy if you just take other people's assets. Because I do stuff in Unreal Engine. There is a lot of free assets. I'm not going to deny that. But if I ever did produce a game, which I've been working on for the last 10 years, I keep ripping it up and starting again, ripping it up a year later and starting it again. You produce it and push it through Epic. You list all the people who've made the assets, and if you charge for that game, the people who develop them assets get a cut of what you make of the game, which is fair enough. I've got a problem with that. It's so nice, much better. Yes, you can see the names now. That's a hard question to answer, Glenn. There's probably a couple of kinds of devs. there's a developer who develops the game, and then you probably have game design, well not game designers, but asset designers / development. It's how you word it all. But you're all part of the development team. So one person would do assets, person would do like coding for a game, one person would do the game design. So you're all classed as dev, but it's under different titles within that development team. That's probably the best way to explain it. So you've got like a guy sitting at the top who's like the head of it all. Then you've got like the dev team underneath him. Then underneath the dev development team title is the various branches of that. So you've got like game designers, game asset people and create assets, game programmers, and other probably bits like music and UI development and all that sort of stuff. So people say it's game development, but it's under a big umbrella of game development. I'm quite happy to let other people develop the assets and create the assets. I'll get free of Unreal Engine, and if I ever do come up with a game that's what in my head would be worthy of playing, because I've been doing that for the last 10 to 15 years. I'll work on a game, I'll work on a development of a game, and after a year I'll trash it because I know you've looked for it. I'm a bit like you, Glenn, in a way, where I'll develop something, play with it, and then look at it and think, yeah, this is shit. It's like daft little things, like the escape kit, quantum menus and all that sort of stuff, and other. A lot of people use the space bar for jump. Some people like it for again pause. There's just lots of elements like that, and you try and put that in, and you think, oh, well, the wrong button, and it's all what it's a button to get to with your fingers, and it's trying to please everybody, and you can't do that. I don't think it's an impossibility. But I've been trying to develop a game for God knows how many years. So I remember starting on an Unreal Engine when it was in version in the very early days. Version 1, I think it was. I think it was version 1. And that was like 15 years ago now, 12 years ago. And it's now slowly got up to version 25 of Unreal Engine. Then they've not binned it, but it's still there. And now Unreal Engine 5 is out, the actual engine itself, which the graphics for that thing is a huge difference. So there'll be difference. It did go to 20. Hold up there. Let me just save this now. It's just so it's saved. Let me just come up. This is something I don't usually show. Right. I'll go to the other games. Come on. You're gonna work? It's gonna piss me off. There we go. Because it's that big now, it takes freaking ages to load. Come on. And I've got 64 gig of RAM in this machine, and it still takes its time. So you need a lot of RAM power to freaking use this thing. Come on. Hurry up, man, for God's sake. Why is it so slow? Yeah, I know I've been promised it for years, getting to bloody do this thing, and I keep starting in, password. Yep, that's the right password. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this epic stuff. So I always get my every month to produce free for the month. So I need to add all these to bloody have them this month. 2 mega packs in one. Sky. So check that out, just check them out. I'll show you how easy it is to do it. Yes, come on, just forget basic, for God's sake. Right. So back up your library. Open this one up. This is just a test thing I was playing about with. I haven't added to it. You can basically add anything in the assets. All the stuff I've got here, all these assets are all free until you actually publish a game, make money off it. Then these people who you've used the assets with get a percentage of it, which is fine to me. But there's a lot of every month. Some of them are absolutely rubbish. These mega scans are really good. So I'm gonna break you open. Well, open up your little shit. That's running now. So you could actually, that one's a huge thing. You can actually create a full project with that. It's going to load, is it? It's going to show me up. I'm thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's like the engine is so. Just drag this back. The engine's that big now, not in depth. It takes a freaking age to load. It really does. Even so you can add various engines, and do that. It goes all the way back to 4.02, but these used to be earlier engines than that when I started. So that. So it's taking an age to freaking load now. Because the engines are big, but when the game loads, it's a lot quicker. So it's taking a while. This is going to really show me up and make me embarrassing. Yeah, it does take a long time to load it, to develop it. It's so pretty big these days. Now I have used what's it on Unity as a game engine, and I just thought it was dead awkward, and there we go. So there we go, it's loading to 83%. Yeah, the Unity engine that I was trying to use to learn. I just thought it was too, not complex, but it seemed very disjointed to me. So that's why I stopped using Unity and I went back to Unreal. Even though it takes longer to freaking load. Is that 83 or 33? 34. Just bring this back up as well. It's trying its best to load. There we go. It'll pop up in a sec on us, folks. I don't usually show this kind of stuff. So yes, this is the new 5 layout, and you can basically add anything you want to it. It's you can get the sky moving, and where is it again? I can't forget where I'm trying to think where I'm flipping on the floor now. Where's it gone? Changed this around so freaking much. There it is. Basically, you click play, you get a nice little character, jump around and all that sort of. So obviously, I would need to add a new terrain and all this sort of stuff. So, but you can go to your library. You can pick any of these assets. Trying to think one which, but some of them are quite big. So basically, just click on an asset. Which one? Just pick that one. So that's 1.1 gig. Basically, once that's added, it gives you a lot more it adds it in here. So you then open this up and then you just drag the assets and place where you want them. That may take a while to pretty. Which one was it again? Can't remember. Which one was it? That one there. No, you don't get. That's the best thing with. You don't have to write the code. It's all done with a thing called blueprints. And you basically just drag and drop in boxes and such stuff, and it does the coding in the background for you. You don't have to be a programmer to develop in Unreal Engine. Yes, you can develop in Unreal Engine. You can write code, for example, C++ or C++, and code like that. But you can just do stuff through a thing called blueprints. So let me see if I can get a blueprint up. Go. So you basically open up the character, for example. Come on, open up, there we go. And that's all you do. You don't have to write the code behind these boxes, it does it for you. So basically this one here, this camera input, the gamepad, so I don't need. This is the camera input for the mouse. So depends on which axis you want them all on. Which one's this? This is for the mouse input. And jump, so obviously you press the space bar. So all that's done through project settings. Come on, sorry, it wouldn't load. And you go to, where's input, there it is. Is that input? Yeah. So you just set them all up in here. So the action mappings, so jump, space bar, whether you want them on the y-axis or mouse axis or whatever, and you just change that. So instead of having a space bar, you just do a search for, I don't know, what key was like the then I could select the escape key, so I can, instead of pressing the space bar to jump, I can press the escape key to jump. So you don't need to know the coding behind it all. So that's it. So that's all been added, which is quite quick actually. So there it is, bunker. Measures. So these are all the bunker assets. So go down here. I don't know. Not sure what add, whatever that is. And then just place them wherever you like and drag them up. And the only time you have to use that blueprint thing is when you're firing weapons or let's just catch up on the chat cycling. Yes, if you know how to program in C++ or other codes like that, Java and all that sort of stuff, it would take you a long time to write the code for the game. It would take you huge amounts of time. And one person on his own couldn't write all that code. He'd be there for years. Not use pre-made code. That depends from picture blocks. if it's pre-wrote, for example, so somebody wrote code for this vent or whatever it is, you just go back to the person who wrote that and say, look, why doesn't it do that? And 9 times out of 10, they usually respond straight away. Because that bit of coding for this object is going out to people who would use it and want to test it and all that sort of stuff. Example, the player says, I want a, how do you add that if you can't find the assets that work the way you need? Once again, you probably go back to the people who create that asset and say, is there any chance of doing like that? But hopefully, I just find it's let's say assembling assets is not hard. It's not, you just start showing it in 2 seconds, Johnny. Making a game from this. That's the big problem with me, Glenn. I don't know how people open up. Project. All your projects. I think I've deleted most of my projects off. To be honest, Glenn, it's because of that crap. Well, they didn't do it the way I want to do it. No, I've gotten rid of most of them. It's in here. Right. I don't know if this will open up again. Latest version 4.2, I think. See if it opens up in 5. You don't. Yes, you can. If you know how to code C++ and Java and all that sort of stuff, then yes, you'll be able to code a full game. Oh, it has opened up. Oh, wow. But even then, Glenn, people who write in code like Java and C++ and all that sort of malarkey, they write a bit of code and in their head and the way they test it, it all works fine. But when someone like yourself or me or whoever plays that game, they go, well, that's shit because it should be doing this, or it should work that way, or it should be doing it that way. You go back to the dev who wrote the code and say, right, that should really do this, that, the other. And because the limitations of that coding, it would never happen. Simple as that. It's I think I created this about 7 years ago. It's shoot a project, I can't remember which one it is now. This is an old version of Unreal Engine, don't forget. Do anything with this or not? No, I don't think I did. Right. No, I don't think I did. No. Right. Cancel that one. I'll try and dig out one more to show you. Yeah, I understand that, Glenn, but when it gets that level, it's very, very rare these days where you have one single developer, one single coder who'll just write the whole game. It's very, very rare. coders now work for big multinationals. It's very rare. Because let's take an example, Escape Pacific, for example. That is a very, very small team. There's probably 4 people in that team, and I can guarantee you only one person will be writing code behind that game, where the rest will be developing assets and all that sort of stuff, and you'll have one guy coding. Depending on how good that guy is as a coder, things will never get fixed. Whereas you have a multinational team, 99% of the time it'll be fixed, because they have that many coders and they split the coding off into separate areas. That's the way the world works in gaming. I don't know what was in this one. It's the last game I'm going over. This doesn't work. Let's try 1.5. Probably not work, but coders these days usually work for big multinationals, and they have a huge team. They spend hundreds of thousands, millions in some cases, on developing a game, and 99.9% of the time they'll work out the bugs. Whereas you have little teams like the devs who send you games, I would suggest that they are a very small team, and that's why obviously when I've been watching your streams, you go, oh shit, why does that work? This should be done like this. It's because the coder sometimes doesn't understand how an end product should look like. Alright, so it's not going to open it. Oh, it's TV on. So little gaming companies like that Solid 2 people, that Solid game you did last night, I would probably maybe like 10 devs in that team, if that. They're not a huge multinational, so what they're hoping for is these small gaming companies, they'll put a game out there and hopefully sell enough of that game, even if it's written badly or whatever. They'll sell enough copies of the game to expand the team, to get better coders in, etc., etc. This hasn't worked either. No, these are the ones I've just started and didn't do anything with. Yeah, it's still there. God. Nah, I didn't do anything with it. I just create the base and I will work on one again, honestly. I'll put something together within a couple of weeks. I'll show it, and if you were a real developer who knew how to code, you could just change it. Yes, I know that game, but for example, Escape, like I always pick on Escape Pacific because that's a classic example. We know there is bugs and problems within that game. We've all reported the bugs, we've all reported the crap sometimes that happens within Escape Pacific. I think they've just got one coder doing all this, and depending on his limitations, he might know how to fix it, or how to change it. That's why they are hoping they'll sell enough copies of DTP as it stands to expand the development team to bring in better coders, etc., and then produce a better game. For example, you look at, I don't know, say Red Redemption 2 or GTA 5. Yes, there is some small bugs in it, but them games are severely polished. They take years and years and years of development. I'm talking probably over 5 to 10 years at least to develop a game like that. And when you get little game companies like Solid 2 or Skip Pacific or some of the other games you do, them games, in my opinion, have been thrown together, and some of the stuff I see, I think, Christ, that's seriously shite. But I give credit to them because they're trying to put it out there, they're trying to make money off it, etc., to look at. Shit and become coding. They might have a bigger team. They might be, I don't know who develops Sim Casino. They might be like an offshoot of Red Dead or whoever. And they might just have a small team that can pull on a larger team, if that makes sense. It all depends, Greg. It all depends what you ask them to do at the end of the day. If it's a minor little change, then yes, it will happen quite quick. If it's a bigger change, it could take longer than a week. It could take up to 6 months, depending on how difficult it is to write that code. But not everybody's a coder these days, Glenn. I could probably knock together like a side game, like a, what do you call, I can't remember what the name you call it, it's basically running along a straight line and shoot people and stuff. You can do one of them with Unreal Engine within a week, quite easily, and just bung it out there. Well, there must be very good coders, and that's all I can say. It all depends how many copies have sold of it. If what they're trying to fix is a bug that a lot of people are experiencing in that game, they can identify that bug quite quick and then fix it because they know how to fix it. The dev for the future. So they might be very, very experienced coders, guys. But I think you get yourself confused sometimes between coders and game developers, because the coders are part of the development team, and a lot of games these days aren't written in code. A lot of them are used like with Unreal Engine, where you just do the blueprints and stuff, and 99.9% of the time they'll work. For example, a lot of games are written in Epic these days, are used through Epic, because it's that simpler to just do the blueprints. As long as you know which lines to connect up to certain boxes, it all works. I've never ever written any code for Unreal Engine. Never have. Because it's that easier. It's that, if you've got a logical brain to work out which box goes where, which line connects from a certain box to a certain box, it's fine. But it all depends on the coders. But there's a lot of games written without code these days. A lot of them. But we can talk about this for hours on end, and I'm going to end my stream right here. But I will put something together. Be very basic, Glenn. I'm not going to send it to you. I'll stream it and say, right, this is what I put together, and it's taken me 3 weeks to do, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And this is how I'll show you the back end of it, i.e. I'll open up Unreal Engine and I'll say, right, this is what I've done, this is how I did it, and this is the end result. And it'll probably take me about 2-3 weeks to do all that. So I will create a basic game. I will try and find an older game that I've done, an earlier version of Unreal Engine, which probably would be a bit more in depth, but try not to get hung up on coders and developers and all that sort of stuff. It's a dark and mysterious world that people who produce games like to keep to themselves. Yeah, I'll put saucy down. I'll cross my heart and hope the guys stick a finger in my eye and all that malarkey. I will put something together and I'll show you how easy it is really to do it without any coding whatsoever. as long as I set the boxes up in the right order, it'll work fine. So anyway, right, we can talk about this for hours. It's a subject I talk about, but I'm going to shut the cake hole and piss off. I'll do no streaming tonight. Please, folks, check out Mr. Bixie's channel. His links in the description below. A really good streamer. He's a lot better than what I am. He does a lot of indie games, a lot of early access games. He's just fixed his machine, so it runs a lot smoother now. So I shall see Glenn in 45 minutes on his stream, and we'll continue the debate then, I think. That's all I can say. Right, I'm off, guys. Thank you all for the millions and millions of viewers who showed up now. I shall see you later on. Bye.